Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Trending Daily. I'm Makhdoom Shahabuddin. Tonight, Pakistan stands at the intersection of global diplomacy, national security clarity, and regional economic realities. Three major developments define the moment. Number one, Pakistan-Indonesia relations enter a new strategic era with agreements shaping the next decade of economic security and people-to-people cooperation. Number two, the misinformation bubble surrounding the CDF notification bursts in public, exposing yet again how certain propaganda networks manufacture panic for clicks. And number three, Pakistan's suspension of Afghan transit trade, triggered by unending cross-border terrorism, has now created an economic shock inside Afghanistan, acknowledged by their own media and businesses. Three stories, one message. Pakistan's leverage is increasing, its diplomacy is respected, and its red lines are clearer than ever. Let's begin. Ladies and gentlemen, at a time when global alignments are shifting, Pakistan has secured one of its most significant diplomatic breakthroughs of the year. The two-day official visit of Indonesian President Prabowo Subianto was not symbolic, not ceremonial. It was substantive, strategic, and future-oriented. This visit commemorated the 75th anniversary of diplomatic ties, but more importantly, it reinvented the partnership for the 21st century. During the visit, multiple agreements and MOUs were signed, covering trade, education, healthcare, halal certification, SMEs, anti-narcotics, digital cooperation, archives, tourism, counter-terrorism, and defense. High-level political and security commitments were reaffirmed, and a long-term framework for economic partnership was established. The question is, why this visit matters so much? Number one, economic cooperation on an unprecedented scale. Indonesia is one of the world's fastest growing economies. Pakistan is strategically located between South Asia, Central Asia, and the Middle East. The new MOU unlocks new export markets, joint ventures, industrial collaboration, agricultural trade, IT-enabled services, halal industry expansion. And for the first time, Pakistan is positioning itself in Southeast Asia's trillion-dollar ecosystem. Number two, healthcare diplomacy, a unique Pakistani strength. Pakistan has one of the largest pools of MBBS doctors, dentists, nurses, medical specialists, and many work abroad. Indonesia, a country of 300 million, is expanding its healthcare system very fast. Pakistan will supply medical professionals. This creates employment for Pakistanis, stronger strategic ties, human resource integration, and a new model of people-based diplomacy. CEPA by 2027, a transformational trade architecture. Pakistan and Indonesia agreed to elevate their PTA to Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement CEPA. This means deeper tariff concessions, easier market access, reduction in non-tariff barriers, a major boost for IT and services exports, and a long-term stable trade environment. CEPA is bigger than PTA, bigger than FTA. It is a structural multi-sector partnership that shapes future economies. And number four, correcting the trade imbalance. Today, more than 90% of trade is Indonesian palm oil exports. This MOU phase aims to change that. Pakistan plans to increase exports of agriculture, chemicals, industrial goods, technology services, halal certified food, rice, cotton, pharmaceuticals. This is the biggest step toward trade diversification with Indonesia in a decade. And most importantly, defense. Alignment on both sides is unmatched because both sides agreed to enhance military-to-military engagements, expand training programs, strengthen counterterrorism operations, explore defense industrial collaboration, work together on regional security issues including maritime threats. This signals a broader message. Pakistan remains a respected security partner in the Muslim world. The international confidence on Pakistan is clearly increasing, and the IMF remains engaged. Foreign investors like Nestle are expanding. Pakistan is being included in regional diplomatic structures. Muslim countries are aligning on Palestine and Gaza with Pakistan's leadership. Key nations are signing agreements in defense, health, and trade with us. Simply put, Pakistan's image is stabilizing, Pakistan's diplomacy is delivering, and Pakistan's credibility is rising. Now let's go out to streets and see what the people of Pakistan have to say about all of this.
के साथ जो ताल्लुक़ अभी किया है वो मेरे ख्याल से बहुत अच्छा फ़ैसला है कि एक्सपोर्ट्स बहुत हो सकते हैं, टूरिज़म की बहुत सारी ऑप्शंस आपके पास आ जाती हैं, बाकी ट्रेड वगैरह भी कर सकते हैं, तो मेरे ख्याल से बहुत अच्छा ये ऑप्शन है। इन्वेस्टमेंट भी की जा सकती है, वो पाकिस्तान में इन्वेस्टमेंट बहुत आगे इंडोनेशिया वाले कर सकते हैं, जिसमें हमारी इकॉनमी बढ़ेगी और हमें बहुत फ़ायदा होगा।
और हेल्थ सेक्टर के ताउन से नौजवानों को बहुत फ़ायदा हासिल होता है, उनको जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ मिल रही है, नई न्यू स्किल्स सीखने का मौका मिल रहा है, जिसमें इवन जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं जो अंडर 18 है वो भी इवन पार्टिसिपेट करके जो है ना अपने जो करियर है उसमें बहुत फ़ायदा हासिल कर सकते हैं।
के साथ हमारे ताल्लुकात अच्छे होंगे, उससे हमें ये फ़ायदा होगा कि ट्रेड्स में भी हमारे साथ मदद होगी और इन्वेस्टमेंट में भी, इंपोर्ट एक्सपोर्ट में हमारे साथ मदद हो जाएगी, और जो दूसरे मुल्क के लोग हैं उनके साथ हम वो लोग ना हमारे मुल्क में विज़िट करेंगे, तो इससे हमें बहुत फ़ायदा होगा।
सरबरान के दौरे और जैसे कि इंडोनेशिया हो गया, मोरक्को हो गया, ये मरकज़ के मुसलसल दौरे पाकिस्तान में ये ज़ाहिर कर रहे हैं कि इनके तल्लुकात आपस में बेहतर हो रहे हैं। जब पाकिस्तान उधर जाते हैं तो अपनी इनकी रिप्रेजेंटेशन अच्छी होती है, इकॉनमी बेहतर हो रही है पाकिस्तान की दूसरे ममालिक के मुताबिक।
इन दौरों से साबित होता है कि इंटरनेशनल कम्युनिटी के अंदर पाकिस्तान के ऊपर ट्रस्ट हो रहा है, पाकिस्तान की इमेज बेहतर हो रही है बाकी ममालिक के सामने, और इससे इकनॉमिक ग्रोथ भी हो सकती है, फ़र्दर ट्रीटीज़ वगैरह की तरफ भी ध्यान दिया जा सकता है, और डिफेंस प्रोजेक्ट्स जिस तरह हम लोगों ने अभी सऊदी अरेबिया के साथ साइन किया था, इसी तरह इसके ऊपर भी थोड़ी सी नज़र कर सकता है।
कोई भी हम किसी भी ममालिक के साथ अगर अपने ताल्लुकात बेहतर करते हैं, जो हमारे ममालिक की चीज़ें हैं वो दूसरे ममालिक में जा सकती हैं, उस ममालिक की चीज़ें हमारे ममालिक में आ सकती हैं, तो हम उसके साथ अच्छा ताउन करेंगे, हमारा रिलेशन दोस्ती होगी तो उसके साथ ट्रेड होगी हमारी।
Welcome back. Ladies and gentlemen, for weeks, a certain group of vloggers, self-proclaimed experts, generated non-stop panic regarding the Chief of Defence Forces notification. We saw fake documents, false claims, conflicting theories, confidential sources, breaking news that never broke, and manufactured crisis, clickbait thumbnails, and complete misinformation. But then came the reality. The notification was issued. The system is in place. The structure is fully functional. And just like always, the propaganda collapsed. This isn't about criticism or political debate. It is about misinformation factories that deliberately create chaos, misguide overseas Pakistanis, undermine institutions, spread fear, build narratives without evidence, exploit public trust, and when facts appear, they vanish into silence. Not one apology, not one correction, not one retraction, just disappearance. But the bigger truth stands. Pakistan's defense restructuring is constitutional. It is modernization, not manipulation. It reflects global defense trends, not internal conflict. The noise was propaganda. The facts are clear. And once again, those who built panic have bitten the dust. Now let's come to our third story. The economic shock now unfolding inside Afghanistan as a direct result of Pakistan suspending transit trade for the last 2 months. Afghan media itself is openly admitting that the disruption has hit their economy hard. Because for Afghanistan, the Karachi port has always been the fastest, cheapest and most efficient trade route. From Kabul to Karachi, goods take only 3 to 4 days to reach the port. And the average cost is around $2,000 per container. The route is stable, direct, and built for high-volume commercial traffic. In comparison, Afghan outlets are reporting that the alternative being pushed, the Chabahar route, is simply not sustainable. Goods take 7 to 8 days to travel from Chabahar to Kabul, and the cost shoots up to $4,000 per container. So it takes double the time, almost double the cost, and still offers half the reliability when compared to Karachi. And the northern routes, which some portray as long-term alternatives, are even more impractical. Transporting goods from Afghanistan towards Russia or the Black Sea can take anywhere from 15 to 25 days. The cost is high, the risk is high, and the infrastructure simply cannot support the large-scale commercial movement. So the conclusion, and this is coming from the Afghan reporters themselves, Afghan businessmen and Afghan analysts, is very clear. Karachi is the only economically viable route for Afghanistan's imports and exports. Without Pakistan's transit corridor, their supply chain begins to collapse. Afghan traders are now giving public statements saying that if Pakistan does not reopen the trade route, they will face severe shortages, delays, and financial losses. They are openly telling their own government that the entire regional supply chain depends on Pakistan, not on Iran, not on the Northern Bloc, and not on any alternative corridor. And this brings us to the core of the issue. Pakistan did not suspend trade to create pressure or for political leverage. Pakistan suspended trade because cross-border terrorism continues, because Afghan soil is still being used by the TTP, because commitments made to the world and specifically in the Doha framework have not been honored. Pakistan wants one thing: an end to terrorist safe havens. No attacks from Afghan territory, no facilitation, no support networks, no cross-border movement of militants. Until these basic security guarantees are met, trade cannot continue as normal. This situation has made one reality undeniable. Economic cooperation and border security go hand in hand. Without peace, there can be no trade. Without stability, there can be no connectivity. And unless Afghanistan takes decisive action against the TTP, the economic impact on their own market will only grow. This is the hard truth, and it is now being acknowledged by Afghanistan's own media and business community. Ladies and gentlemen, three major stories, three different dimensions, and one narrative. Pakistan is stabilizing, Pakistan is engaging, Pakistan is asserting itself. With Indonesia, Pakistan steps into a new era of regional cooperation. With the CDF restructuring, Pakistan modernizes its defense posture. With the Afghan trade crisis, Pakistan reinforces its security red lines. This is a changing Pakistan, more confident, more connected, and more strategic. This is Trending Daily, and I'm Makhdoom Shahabuddin. See you in the next episode.